Okay, so today we continue with our Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, today class number 42. Okay, and we start with Sefer Chaim. We're on page 128. Okay, and it says, fight in fire with fire. We have seen that one must be prepared to make sacrifices that the laws of forbidden speech not be violated. In a world of business, when one's product is maligned by competitors, the nature and the natural and predictable reaction is to respond in kind. Such is not way of the Torah. There is no basis for the notion that one who has been object of Lashon Hara can respond with counter-offensive of defamation. So it's very interesting. So basically, they speak Lashon Hara about you, just have to let it go. On one hand. On the other hand, you have to preserve your, it says clearly that you have to preserve your clean name, right? So meaning that you can say, so whatever they say not true on one hand. On the other hand, you cannot just go and start speaking bad about them. So we stop here. All right. So let me see. So we continue with the laws of Pesukei de Zimra, and it's chapter Siman 14 and CF number 8. So I think it's last one. Yeah, it's last one. Okay, so it says, if person comes to the synagogue and the congregation is beginning to pray Pesukei de Zimra, and he does not have Tallis and Tefillin, but he expects that they will be brought to him, he can also say Pesukei de Zimra with congregation. Okay. So basically, what can we say about it? So I'm not sure. Somehow he does not have. Maybe he's a guest and somebody is going to bring it to him later. Tallis and Tefillin. Okay, so he can start praying Pesukei de Zimra, and then he can don Tallis and Tefillin later on. We're going to see when. Okay. So many times I think it's apply when a person starts praying earlier, meaning right after dawn. But the time for Tallis and Tefillin is much later. What is much? I don't know. Maybe I would say in the winter, maybe 20 minutes later, 25. So basically, if you need, if you're under pressure and you need to get going, you need to go get early to work, so you're allowed to pray right after dawn. There is no problem. So, but still, you cannot say blessing on Tallis and Tefillin. So what they say, so you can start Pesukei de Zimra and then put on Tallis and Tefillin later on, or put them without blessing, and then you say blessing later on. So that's a very practical halacha. And when the Tallis and Tefillin are brought to him, he should put them after Yishtabach, before blessing Yotzer Or. So basically, as we said last time, the Yishtabach, and the time before, Yishtabach is the final clause of Pesukei de Zimra. So basically, he would close the section, and after that follows Kaddish, and after that we say Baruch. Okay, so after this Yishtabach, so he can say blessing Tallis and Tefillin, or put them on. Okay, commentary. Simishna Brura, which say that one may put them on and recite the blessing even during Pesukei de Zimra. Okay, as long as is being haperakim between the sections. So as we said before, so if you need to interrupt, the best way to interrupt between the sections. So if you finish one Tehillim, you do whatever you need to do, and then you come back. One may also put them after Yishtabach, but not between Pesukei de Zimra and Yishtabach, since the blessing of Yishtabach must not be separated from Pesukei de Zimra itself. Okay, so basically this Yishtabach blessing is the last blessing before Baruch Hu, and closing Pesukei de Zimra. So between end of the passage Pesukei de Zimra and Yishtabach, you're not allowed to say to put on Tefillin. I mean, yeah, you're not allowed. So just finish the section and say it, no problem. if he fears that while he's putting them on, the congregation will pass him by in the prayers, and he will be prevented from Shmona Esra, this congregation. He should skip from Vechurachum verse in the Chodu section until Vechurachum verse that precede the Ashrei. Okay, so we're going to explain what does it mean. Or he should skip from Vayasha. Commentary. The verse HaShem saved that day. So it begins with a section introduced as Yashir. Okay, but it's later on. Okay, so let's try to understand. So basically, so Kitzur tell us. So if you're late, so you're in the middle of the Pesukei de Zimra, and if you start putting Tallis and Tefillin, so they fly very fast. They pray very fast, right? So the author here say that you are allowed to skip some things in a Pesukei de Zimra in order so you put on Tallis and Tefillin. That's the thing. Okay. Just 1 second. So I'm not sure, unless you follow and unless you know what is it. I mean, it's I guess it's only mumbo jumbo for you. So let me quickly read, but you can go into your siddur and see what is it. So one more time. If he fears that, I'm going to read this sentence again. If he fears that while he's putting them on, meaning Tallis and Tefillin, the congregation will pass him by in the prayers, and he will be prevented from praying Shmona Esra of this congregation. Okay, he should skip from Vehurachum verse in Chodu. So in Chodu, like Chodu, even though it's considered to be one prayer, but it comprises of several parts. So he said there is one Vehurachum. I remember maybe second part, the third part, maybe third part. Okay, so basically he can skip there. Until Vechurachum precedes Ashrei. Okay, so basically it's same sentence, but he gains, I don't know, maybe a minute or two, like maybe minute and a half. That's the way I see it. So, but this minute and a half can save him so a minute that he can start the Shmona Esra together. That's the goal. Or he should skip from Vayisha until Yishtabach. So just skip almost the whole Pesukei de Zimra. And he should only say the primary psalms of Pesukei de Zimra. Okay. In order of the presidents listed above, as we said before. So he says the opening blessing. Then he said Psalm 135 and closing blessing, which is Yishtabach. So that's the minimum thing, right? So if he sees that they already started Pesukei de Zimra and he does not have time and he just started putting Tallis and Tefillin, so he just minimize and Pesukei de Zimra, and then he can repeat it after the prayers, as we said. So that he should have time to put Tallis and Tefillin after he has recited Yishtabach. Okay, again, if he has time, and before the Chazan recite the Kaddish, following Yishtabach. So commentary. For discussion of halachas pertaining to one who will not obtain tefillin until after the congregation prayer, see, okay, another place. So basically what it says here, so after we say Yishtabach, right, we say Kaddish and then we say Bor. If you need time to find it in your siddur, just let me know. You need time or are you good? You good? Okay. Okay, no problem. So you're good. Okay, so basically, I'm not sure how is it possible. So they basically the thing is while you put in tefillin, you're not allowed to talk. So you're not allowed to answer this Kaddish. So I'm not sure how can he. I mean, maybe he finished early this Yishtabach, and before they start Kaddish, he can have, I don't know, like 1 minute. I'm not sure like how long he needs to put on tefillin. So okay. So basically,
I have a question.
Please.
Let's say someone forgot their tefillin and tallit at home for Shacharit in the morning.
Yes.
Does that mean that they have to put it on and mincha?
No, he can come home and put it on. What is the problem?
Oh, just say the Shema with the tefillin on.
Yes.
So he doesn't say Shema in the morning.
Yeah. It's the best way, the proper way to put tefillin in the morning in the very beginning of the prayer. Say all the prayers, of course. So that the most proper way, of course, if you don't have, say Shema with tefillin. Okay, but if you're going to miss, we didn't get to it, but if you're going to miss praying Shmona Esrei together with congregation because you're waiting for tefillin to say Shema, so it's not worth it. Just skip it and go directly to without tefillin and put it after the prayers.
Okay.
So this praying Shmona Esrei with congregation is at the topest priority. Then Shema congregation is with tefillin. So basically,
thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. So I mean, this the way I see it. Let me tell you this. There's a parable, right? So it was one guy, right? I don't know, some king's official, and he was walking in the forest. And he saw that there is a target and there is an arrow like in a bullseye. Somebody is a sharpshooter, very nice. So he kept continue walking in a forest and see another target and exactly in the center, the arrow exactly in the center. And he was walking and saw many of these like exactly in the center. He said, if I found this guy and bring him to the king, so the king would be giving me a big reward to find such a great shooter. So and then he comes, and there is like open space, and on a tree trunk there is a guy sitting eating his lunch. He said, "Are you that shooter?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "You know, if you go into the king, king is going to pay with salary." And this guy starts laughing and like he said, "Did you shoot all of these arrows?" He said, "Absolutely." "You sharpshooter?" He said, "Absolutely not." I said, "What do you mean? But you shot like in a bullseye?" He said, "No, you don't know. You don't understand how it works. First I shoot, and then I draw the target around it." So with this approach, you cannot lose. So I don't remember who one of our great Mussar master said that should be our approach. First, you have to draw the target, right? And then from this target, you have to do like the rest. You understand? So first, your target is to come to shul with the tefillin and tallis on time. So all others, so if it means that I have to go to bed 9 p.m., I go to bed at 9 p.m. 9:30. So all others, you just skip. It's not part of my agenda. That's it. It's out of the picture. You understand? So with approach like that, I think it's easier to skip most of this to avoid most of these difficult situations. I think so. If you know what is primary, all other is secondary, so you're never going to miss.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, you're welcome. So all right. So we start new Siman number 15. And the topic is the laws of Kaddish and Baruch Hu, and joining of 10 for Minyan, and the laws that apply if some of the Minyan live, and the laws of the Shliach Tzibur. So Shliach Tzibur is the guy who prays in front. Okay, so let's see.
He's the Chazan, right?
Chazan, yes. So yeah, Chazan Shliach Tzibur is was it? Shliach is the one. Tzibur is a congregation. Shliach is a person who congregation sent to represent them, basically.
Oh, okay.
So that's translation.
Thank you.
Okay. There is commentary. There is a leader of the prayer. Right? Is an abbreviation of Shliach Tzibur. Sheets. Okay. Chazan, literally agent of the congregation. Okay, that says here. And is appointed by the congregation to represent them them with and lead them in the prayers. Familiarly, he is referred to as a Chazan. Okay. So this guy is a Chazan. All right. No problem. So continue. After reciting Yishtabach, so if you want to open the Siddur, so it's right after Yishtabach, the Chazan recite Kaddish, half Kaddish. Okay, commentary. When Kaddish is recited as a part of the service, rather than as a conclusion of the section, the recitation concludes with the Miran, Be'almo, Ve'imro Amen. This is referred as a half Kaddish. The shorter version of the Kaddish contains only the portion begins with the words Yizgadal, Yizbarach, and Yizbarach. Okay. So we finished with Yishtabach, we finished this Pesukei de Zimra. Now we say Kaddish, and after that, after Kaddish follows Baruch. So continue. Kaddish, Baruch Hu, and Kedusha are not recited, and we do not read from the Torah, except in the presence of 10 adult men. Okay, so for Kaddish, this Kaddish, all other Kaddish, Baruch Hu, and Kedusha, that we say during repetition of, 1 second. During the repetition of Shmona Esrei, somehow I thought that I said this sound when somebody wants to join. I don't know what happened, sorry. Okay, so for all of this, we need 10 men. All public recitation of the matters of the sanctity required at least a minyan. Quorum of 10 men, or at least 13 years old. The Chazan's repetition of Shmona Esrei is also considered matter of sanctity, due to the Kedusha recited therein, Mishnah Brura. Okay, so basically everything that we say out loud, for everything that you say out loud, we need Minyan. So Minyan is adult men older than 13 years old, and of course we know that they have to be Shomer Shabbos.
Okay. Rabbi, I was I had something, but now I'm good to join the class.
Okay. All right.
So we're back to Hilchot Shabbat, right? Or we're doing Kitzur?
No. We're doing Kitzur.
Okay.
So with speech. So the topic that we started, laws of Kaddish, Baruch Hu joining for 10 for Minyan, and laws that apply if some of the Minyan leave. Laws of Shliach Tzibur. So far we said everything that we have to say. The congregation have to respond to the Chazan, the one who prays in front. So you need the 10 kosher adult men. Okay. If 10 men were not present at the time of Yishtabach was recited, and only after Yishtabach was said, was the minyan completed, Chazan should not recite Kaddish. For we do not recite Kaddish except following that was recited in the presence of 10. So here's maybe you notice, or maybe you're lucky not to notice. So if you don't have 10 people, in the beginning of the prayer, so they would not finish Pesukei de Zimra with Yishtabach. They will wait until the 10th person comes, and then they say Yishtabach, and then they can say Kaddish. Because if they say Yishtabach, so this Kaddish does not connect to anywhere. So this half Kaddish, even the shorter version, doesn't make any difference. It is connected to the Pesukei de Zimra. And we will see, just knowing this concept, we will see when when we start something, whatever we start, and we had 10 men, and then somebody had to leave, whatever he left, and even though there is no 10 men, in some instances we can say Kaddish, because this Kaddish is connected to the part of the prayer that we were saying before, even there is no 10 men. Okay, that's very interesting. Continue.
Sorry, question.
Yes.
Sorry. If let's just say 5 people leave, because there's now non-majority, can you still continue? Or
okay. So if 5 people leave, so let's give practical example. So if 5 people left, when can
let's say Shmoneh Esrei.
Huh? After Shmoneh Esrei?
Let's say Shmoneh Esrei.
So if they leave after Shmoneh Esrei, and let's say it's Monday, Thursday, so we cannot read Torah. That's too late. So, but if they, I think, even if it's in the middle of the reading of the Torah, so can we continue? I don't think so. I mean, even if there is still Aliyah, so we can finish, but I think we have to start. We need the 10 men present in the room. But in other cases, I'm trying to think of the case. So if after the reading of the Torah, and we start in last Ashrei, and after this last Ashrei, right, and before the Aleinu L'Shabeach, there is a different Kaddish that Chazan says. So I think he can say that Kaddish if we started with 10, because this Kaddish is a part of this block basically. Okay. But okay, so let's see. That's this section is going to clarify for us. Therefore, those who are present should wait before saying Yishtabach until the 10 adult men arrive. So, meaning, if you want to say Kaddish, so do not. So we need these 10 men. Okay. So commentary is without talking. So it's very very important not to talk, as we said, at all in a synagogue. But here it would be interruption, right? We said before it should be no interruption between Pesukei de Zimra and Yishtabach, meaning the last blessing. That's why we said you're not allowed even to put Tallis and Tefillin at that point, right? And unless you do it quietly, without blessing. So without blessing, I would say there is no problem. You can put them, and then, for example, you're waiting for a guy number 10 or 9 and 10 to arrive. So, and you didn't have time to put Tefillin, for example, or you didn't have Tefillin, whatever the story is. So now, when you're waiting for that person number 10, so you can put Tefillin, but without blessing. Blessing you can say later on. Okay, so commentary. According to Mishnah Berurah, the congregation recites Yishtabach immediately upon completing the private recitation of Pesukei de Zimra. Only the Chazan waits for the Minyan to complete before to be completed before recites Yishtabach, so that there is no interruption between Yishtabach and Kaddish that immediately follows. Okay, so Mishnah Berurah says so everybody can finish besides Chazan. So because only Chazan says Kaddish, which makes sense. Okay. So one more time we're talking in a situation when you're waiting for a guy number 10 to arrive. Okay. They may wait. So and they asked me to help with a Minyan, and it was like small shtibel, and they were struggling with a Minyan, and the guy number 10, he knew that nobody's going to start without him, so he would stroll in, I don't know, 10, 15 or something. So people would have to wait for him 10 minutes sometimes. It's unbelievable. Okay, so that's exactly that situation. They may wait before saying Yishtabach for close to half an hour, but they should not wait more than this. Okay, commentary. So as not to have such a large interruption between Pesukei de Zimra and Yishtabach. So what? So this half an hour time frame, it's actually is used in many halachas. I'll give you a few examples. So one of them would be the time frame when you can say after blessing for a small snack. So you ate apple or you ate banana. Are you full? No. After 10 minutes, you're hungry again. Yeah. So they say even but you ate, and at the time that you finish eating, you were satiated, so they give you 30 minutes to say the blessing. After that, it's that's it, right? Or
Sorry.
yeah, go ahead.
If you said like a shiakol on water or shiakol on treat, for an example, but you're still hungry after a few minutes, you have a 30-minute time frame to not say the blessing shiakol again?
Yes.
Okay.
No. I apologize. No. Sorry. You're right. I mean after blessing. After blessing.
Oh, after blessing. Okay.
I apologize.
That's
But then for sure. Yes. So yeah. Okay. So and same. For example, if you like the Shoshana is coming, right? So in many shuls from between Shacharis and Mussar, they have a break. Not in all of them, but I mean some they do, some whatever the custom is. So and if there is a break because it's such a long davening, so it's not proper to fast, right? So it's a person cannot fast after the midday, right? On holidays, basically on Shabbos holiday. So sometimes they would do small kiddush, some cookies, whatever, and then they start start Mussar on Rosh Hashanah. So in this case, they say that of course you're going to take off your Tallis, you don't need it. So it's up to half an hour. So if you took it off with intention that you're going to put it on, whenever after the break, even at 15-20 minutes, even you go to the restroom, you go outside, you do this, that, there is no problem, you go to a different room, so you don't have to say the blessing. But if Tallis was on you and it slipped off, you didn't notice, like some people, I don't know, they don't pay attention. So they're walking around, and it says if half of the Tallis fell off your body, like it's dragging, so you have to say the new blessing because you didn't pay attention. But in this case, it's half an hour, no problem. Rather, when this limit approaches, maybe this 30 minutes. So this 30 minutes, it's such a big break. So it's not that you don't even notice the connection. What you were saying before, they should recite Yishtabach and then wait. So Minyan finish the block, as we said, Pesukei de Zimra, and wait before starting Baruch Hu, right? And when the 10 men arrive, they should first recite some verses of praise, and after then reciting verses, the Chazan should recite half Kaddish. So let's see the commentary and we explain. Mishnah Brura writes that they should recite 3 verses from Pesukei de Zimra. So basically, after the written Torah, you're allowed to say Kaddish. So sometimes, many times, you see that Rabbi would say his speech, whatever his speech, and he would recite Mishnah, and then only after Mishnah they recite Kaddish. So on his speech, and even they learn from a Talmud and from oral Torah, you cannot say Kaddish. It's not that simple. But on a written Torah, you can say Kaddish. So basically, that's what they said. Okay, if it's more than 30 minutes, the guy is not coming. This number 10, right? And so they say, finish with Yishtabach. So basically, you won, but you cannot say Kaddish because Kaddish belongs to somewhere, right? So they say some verses from Pesukei de Zimra, and after that, you're allowed to say Kaddish. That's how it works. Okay. So continue. CF number 2. An adult in double quotes, in this context of the law of the Minyan means one who passed 13 years and has entered into his 14th year. So, okay, meaning 13 in one day, right? When one reaches this age, we can rely on assumption that assumes that he has already grown 2 hairs necessary to qualify for him as adult. Okay, so let's see commentary. A boy becomes an adult when he reaches 13 years old and grows 2 pubic hairs. So it's clear. It says here the two conditions: first age and then 2 hairs. So, today we don't check. We just assume that by this age he has these 2 hairs. For all matters that pertain to a rabbinic law, we assume that the boy has turned 13, he has already grown these hairs. This assumption holds even if the hairs are not extant, because we assume that they had grown and fell out. So maybe they're not there, but we assume that they were there. Okay. Since the requirement of the Minyan for the prayers is a rabbinic one, a 13-year-old boy may be counted toward the Minyan for prayers. Mishnah Brura. So basically, as we said before, there are two conditions. So, but since there is this condition is rabbinical and prayer is rabbinical, so we can assume that he had these two hairs and they fell out, or that he developed these two hairs. I mean, we're not going to ask him to show us the hairs. For example, a boy who was born in Rosh Chodesh Nisan, right? There is on the first day of the month of Nisan, does not become adult until Rosh Chodesh Nisan. So I mean, it's a year plus 1 day. Right? There is beginning of the night of Rosh Chodesh Nisan. Okay. 13th year after his birth, and he becomes an adult. So even though we don't care time-wise when he was born, at night of his birthday, he is already considered as 13 years old. Commentary. The 13 years are not calculated from the time of the day that he was born, but from the calendar date of the birth. Therefore, since the Jewish calendar date begins in a previous meaning, a boy becomes an adult at the beginning of the 13th birthday, regardless of the time of the day was born 13 years earlier. So, and plus we have this concept. So half of the day, part of the day is considered as a whole day. Okay. Continue. The system of the Jewish calendar provides an adult. The system of the Jewish calendar provides for an additional 13 months to be added to the certain years at the regular intervals. An additional month of Adar is inserted, and the 2 months are then called Adar Aleph and Adar Bet, respectively. The regular years are refers to the standard years, right? A leap year is referred to pregnant years. Okay, so let's try to understand. I'm sure you heard about it, but let's just repeat.
Shana meuberet. That's what they say.
Say it again.
Shana meuberet.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a term they use. Very strange.
Shana meuberes. Okay, yes. Shana meuberes. So it's pregnant here. So in I think 7, if I remember correctly, 7 times in 13, 7 times in 19 years, we have this leap year. Leap year means that we added this extra month. Second Adar. Okay, so that's what they call pregnant years. Okay, continue. One who was born in the month of Adar, so that's very interesting, when it was a standard year, and the year in which he becomes an adult is a leap year, does not become adult until his birthday in a second Adar. Okay, so let's see the commentary and we explain. The first Adar is an added month and is not considered a real Adar for the purpose of these calculations. So it's very interesting explanation. So let's try to explain. So you usually we have 12 months. So in some years we're going to have 13 months. So the 13th month is added. So 1 second, how put it previously. 1 second. The first Adar is added months. So they add the first month. The first Adar they add. So real months is a second month. Is a second Adar. So basically they push off like squeeze in extra months. So I mean, logically, we would think that they would add at the end. So you have regular 12 months, and the 13th month is added to the end. But that's not how they do. So we said that the 13th month was squeezed between the 11th and 12th. That's how it works. So it becomes 12th, and the last Adar, the Adar bet is the last one. Is the last one, but added is Adar Aleph. That's what they're trying to say. However, if he was also born in a leap year, in Adar Aleph, so now we're talking about when it was 13 months, and he was born in the first Adar, right? Then becomes an adult, and the person is Adar 1 as well. So here's this very, very simple. I mean, if it's 1, if he was born in a leap year, in the first Adar, let's say 2nd of Adar, right? So, and his birthday in the next leap year, let's say. So he's going to celebrate the birthday in a first of Adar. But if he was born in a regular year with 1 Adar, so he's going to celebrate his birthday in a 2nd of Adar, because the first one was added extra. Is it clear? I don't want to confuse you. You get it, right? Isha, you good?
There's two Adars.
Yes.
So okay. So if he was born in a regular month, so one just in a regular year, and if the next year, for example, there are 2 Adars, so he celebrates in the 2nd Adar, right? If he was born in the first Adar, so next year, and then next year is a leap year. This year is a leap year, so he celebrates in the first of Adar. Okay, so basically, so the logic is that added months is number 12, not number 13. Okay, that's the rationale.
Yeah, that's why even Purim is also always on Adar Bet, and we do the Purim Katan.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So as we said, so the other Aleph is added. Okay, so the real Purim on the 2nd of that. Okay. If the year in which he was born was a leap year, and the year in which he becomes adult 13 years later as a standard year, then the halacha is that whenever he was born, whether he was born in another Aleph or other base, right, he becomes an adult on a date on a word that was born in the present Adar. So if he was born in an Aleph or a base, it does not make any difference if he's starting his birthday in a regular year. So it just to celebrate in the right order, in the right date.
But in Adar, right, it won't be shifted to Nisan, for example.
No. In Adar.
That's it.
Yes. It thus emerges that at the times, it can happen that the boy who was born before his fellow will become an adult later. That his fellow, he was born after him, although he's technically older. So I mean that's Kiddush that everybody like to give. It's like books so smart, it's unbelievable. It's one of those. Okay, so listen to this example. For example, when the boys were born both in a leap year, so both of them born in a leap year. Okay. One on the 20th of Adar 1, and the other on the 20th on 10th of Adar base. Okay, the first one on Adar 1, right? Second on 10 Adar. So basically, let's try to understand. So the first boy was born in the first month, and the second was born in the second month, right? Okay. And the year in which they become adults is the standard year, right? So meaning the one who was born on the 10th, even though he was like 20 days later was born, right? So he's going to celebrate birthday before the one who was born on 20th. Okay, so that's the rationale. So commentary, let's say. The boy born on 20th of Adar is older than the one who born on the 10th of Adar. So the boy that was born on 20th of Adar Aleph in the first Adar is older because as we said, like 20 days, 19 days, whatever days older. Then the one born on the 10th Adar base. However, if in an event that the year they turn 13 is standard year, and there is only one Adar, so they both celebrate birthday in the same Adar. One was the one who was born on 20th, on 20 Adar 1 becomes an adult only on 20th of Adar, 10 days after the younger boy, who becomes an adult on the 10th of Adar. So I mean that's right. So even he's older than him on 20 days. So now one is celebrated before the other. Okay, makes sense what we said or not? Israel, you good? Yeah, you understand what we said?
How many days did you say? It doesn't
matter how many days between them. So one was born on the 20th of Adar Aleph on the first month, and second was born on the 10th of the second Adar. But the 13th year is in this. And the 13th year is standard year, only one Adar. So basically, the one who was born on the 10th celebrated his birthday first, and the one that was born on the 20th celebrated his birthday after that. Even though, like technically, the one that on the 10th is 20 days younger than the first one. I mean, if it's not that basically not that important.
Okay.
Basically, when we have 2 months, so somebody was born on this leap year. Leap year means that we have 13 months, right? So when he comes into his birth on a regular year, he just celebrates on a date of that month. That's it. I mean, it's 10th, so it doesn't matter. There is no 2 Adars. It's only one Adar, so he celebrates in a proper day. We good? Continue. Okay. So I mean, don't think about it too much. So I mean, unless you're born in Adar, so that's makes sense. But otherwise, just continue. Okay. So number 3, Sif number 3. One must take care not to take a head count of men. That's a big mistake that many people do. To assert that there is a Minyan present, for it is forbidden to take a head count of the Jews, even for calculation necessary for the matter of mitzvah. This is learned from which it is written in Shmuel Aleph 15:4, with regard to the count that King Shaul made of the army. Shaul had all the people summoned, and he counted them through lambs. Pri Hadash 51:1, 55:1. We're going to explain. Okay, so let me just quickly read the custom, and I'm going to explain what does it mean. Shaul had each man take a lamb from Shaul's own flock, and they counted the lambs. Rashi. Although Shaul was involved at the time of executing mitzvah, he refrained from performing the actual head count of each of his men. Okay, so let's see. Let's try to understand what's it mean. So we are forbidden to count to take a head count of men or Jewish men, because it's like Ayin Hara and other things, so people can die. Even Moshe, when HaShem told him to count people, so he did through the half a shekel. Right? That's where half a shekel came from, right? So in order to know, so it was like on one hand it was the nation to bring to the temple. On the other hand, it was in order to count people, and there we have several counts in the Torah, basically, right?
Sure, questions.
So, yeah, go ahead.
You're not allowed to count people for a minyan, but you're allowed to count like their kippah or their shirt?
Short, kippah, whatever you want. Yes. Yeah.
As long as you just don't count that.
Not the people, or some of people, not one, not two, not three, not four. That's how they. Okay, there are many ways, but you cannot count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there is a special verse that we're going to say that from Tefillin that have exactly 10 words. So if you know it by heart, so you can say this verse and see if you have enough people. Basically,
also, Rabbi, I've heard people usually they have something even simpler. They just say the Birkat Hamazon, but not the Birkat. Sorry, the blessing you said before the bread, and it has 10 words according. I mean, not exactly. I think it's 10, but it also has 10 words in it, more or less, and that counts as the 10 people. So if it fits, exactly, you have the minyan.
So you do whatever. There's other ways around. There is in the Kitzur, I think it's is it from Birchas Hamazon?
Okay.
Okay. Well, we're going to get it. I don't remember where is it from. So basically, any other way, like not straightforward way, it counted people with any verse, different verse that have these 10 words. So basically, it works. So never ever count people by head, and if you can, stop others from doing so also. Right? That's mitzvah, because people do not know, but they bring curse on all other people. So the story that we learn from is from Shaul. As I said, I'm not sure why he's saying from Shaul. They could have said from Moshe. I'm not sure. I mean, the story from Moshe was before the Shaul, but anyway, he uses the example from Shaul. So Shaul was not was actually very rich. So he had his sheep. I'm not sure what does it mean. Maybe they recounted twice of the sheep. So basically, he had these flags of the sheep, and he gave to all of his warriors, and they would bring him sheep, and they count sheep. So meaning the guy would bring and leave. So that's how he knew how many people he has. Okay, so continue. The prevalent custom when counting men for a minyan is to count them by reciting the words of the verse in Tefillin 28, verse 9. Save your nation. Since it contains 10 words, thus one knows that there is a minyan when he has completed the verse, recited word for every man in a room. Okay, so the first verse says, save your nation and bless your inheritance. Tend them and elevate them forever. So which is one way you count people, on another way you bless them, which is very good. So you're doing two mitzvahs at the same time. You count and bless them. Okay, so continue. I think it's very straightforward. I mean, Kitzur, of course, Kitzur, it's not. He does not go into details. To go into details, we have to go into another book. But at least he gives the big picture of everything that is going on. That's what the beauty of it. Okay, continue. CF number 4. A minyan requires that all 10 men, be in the place together with Chazan. So what does it mean? Let's see. But if some of them were in one room and some of them and some in another room, they are not considered joined together for a minyan, even if there was an open entrance between the two rooms. So they cannot be in the different rooms in a room to be counted for a minyan. Even in a case where the majority of the minyan was in the main sanctuary of synagogue, and minority was in the antechamber of the synagogue, like in the hall. Right? The members of the minority are not considered to be drawn after majority to be joined with them in the minyan. So that's a big thing. And how does it apply today? Like after this or the pandemic started and stuff like that, and even before that, there's some people, they want some privacy when they pray, right? So what do? They go to the ladies section, right? And sometimes the ladies section will be upstairs, totally separated. And in the most kosher synagogues that I went, it's like they have complete separation. It's sometimes it's glass with a curtain. So basically, you don't see the ladies like the one that I saw in Yerushalayim in Minyan. It was unbelievable. So the ladies were like on a third floor. So they have to go up, very, very high. And my wife said there is like very like small separation only. So men cannot see women at all. So it's Hasidic place, right? But women, I mean, there's small like opening they could see. And another in Sephardic place, I went and there were like on the second floor, and there were like mirrors, which is unbelievable. And in another place, it was like curtains. So also you cannot see. So if a man goes to that section, for sure he's not part of the minyan. I'm not sure. Somehow that these people who want to be very spiritual, this and that, they want to like pray separately. So they not counted as a part of the minyan. You understand? So they're not allowed to do many things. I mean that they can answer all of these calls to Kiddusha, to other things. Okay. Here they can answer all of these, but whatever I say, but they're not part of the minyan, basically. Okay. So it's like if you're passing by, right, and by the shul, and you pray already or you didn't pray, doesn't matter, and they say Kiddusha, so you're allowed to answer Kiddusha. You must answer Kiddusha. You hear Kaddish, you said answer Amen, you answer Amen. There is no problem. But are you part of minyan? Absolutely not. Right? So that's what these people do. So especially when the separation is like a solid separation. Okay, so we said this minority is not joined by majority. Okay, continue. Even though standing in a threshold inside the entranceway, if they stand anywhere outside of the jamb of the doorpost, right, that is in any part of the doorway, that when the door of the entrance is closed, that place is outside of the door. Despite the fact that the moment the door is open, nevertheless, the place is deemed to be outside of the room. And those standing there cannot be counted over the minyan. So we're going to see exactly what does it mean. So let me see if there's continuation. Okay, so let me show you the picture. You tell me if you can see the picture. Can you see the picture?
Yeah.
So basically, that's what it means. So if they close the door to the shul, so these people would be outside of the shul. So when the door is open, there is no problem. They stand in the right place. But when the door is closed, that's it. They're out. So So basically, if for example you're in a rush and you're about to leave, and they ask you please stay for another 30 seconds until we finish Kaddish. So don't stay in that place, basically, right? Because you're not going to be counted as a part of the minyan. So let me quickly read this and we see the commentary. So one more time. Even though standing in the threshold inside of the entryway, right? Threshold. So meaning threshold means when if the door would be closed, so you would be right there, right? When in part of where the door closes. If they're standing anywhere outside of the jamb of the doorpost, of the doorstop, sorry, but there is in any part of the doorway that will when the door entryway is closed, that place is outside of the door. So basically, when the door is closed, they would be outside of the door, not inside of the door, but outside of the door. So even okay. So commentary is saying that place is outside of the door, despite the fact that in the moment the door is open, nevertheless, the place is deemed to be outside of the room. So even though the door is open now, but if it were closed, so these people would be like behind the door, basically. That's what it says. And in this picture that I show you, so the door opens inside of the synagogue. So if it would be opening outside, so if he would be standing there in the same position, it would be no problem. It's not preferable, but no problem, basically. Open, nevertheless, the place is deemed to be outside of the room, and those standing there cannot be counted toward the minyan. Okay, so commentary saying, when door is closed in a doorway, it fills the inner part of the door frame and comes to the rest against the door stop. So you like the door stop, right? So I mean this inner part. This part is of the inside of the doorway that protrudes upon which the door strikes when it's closed. So basically, these things on the side, on the top of the door frame that would not allow the door like open completely to another side. That's what they're talking about. Okay, once standing inside of that, right? When the door is closed, that is closer to the outside of the room, will find himself outside of the room when the door is closed. So basically, okay, I mean, they go around the same idea over and over. So basically, if you stand with the door open, it's not open, but if closed, you would be outside of the room, so you're not part of the minyan, like to put it simply. Okay, so commentary say next, the Kitzur does not address the case of the people standing in a place occupied by the door itself when it is closed. Mishnah Brura cites authorities who hold that in this case they be deemed to be joined to those inside of the room. Certainly, if they would be positioned in the entrance beyond the space of the door, closer to the inside of the room, they may be considered joining and those inside of the room. So basically, they say if they, like Mishnah Brura said, if they in a place where the door is closed, so it's not in a threshold. It's like before the threshold, right? So if they stand in that part, so it's like they're part of the minyan. So Mishnah Brura points out that even those standing completely beyond the doorway, on the outside of the room, may be joined with minyan if the two groups can see each other. However, if possible, they should not rely on this method of joining and should rather come together in the same room. Okay, so Mishnah Brura, I remember learning, so it's like more lenient opinion. So in the case of necessity, so if people are in two different rooms and they can see each other, basically they can see each other, so they can be counted a part of the minyan. I'm not sure how clear. I don't remember what Mishnah Brura, how clear that they should see. So in this as a mechitza, if true mechitza, you cannot see people. Maybe this guy from ladies section can see you, but you cannot see him. So that's the issue. So not everybody agree that they can combine together with the minyan. Okay, we're almost done. Let me just finish a little. Just finish. The above halachas pertain only to the matter of two groups of people who wish to join together to form a minyan of 10. However, if there was already a minyan of 10 in place, and they recite Kaddish, Baruch Hu, or Kedusha, then anyone who hears their voices can respond with them. Okay, so as we said before, it's if you're passing by and you see Kaddish, Baruch Hu, or Kedusha, you're allowed to answer. Anyone who hears their voices can respond with them, even if you like outside. So commentary, once there are 10 men together in a place, the divine presence lands upon them, and other can now join with the minyan. Okay, Mishnah Brura, which is very interesting. Continue. This is sure even if there are 10 there are many houses or rooms separated them. So you're outside, far outside, but you can hear them, no problem. for even an iron barrier does not separate between Jews and their Father in heaven. How do you like that? Even iron barrier cannot separate between the Jews and their Father in heaven. As long as there is no excrement or idolatry in the area between the person and the minyan. So if there is no excrement or idolatry, so you can say, but I'm not sure what is the halacha today, since we have the bathroom in the house. I'm not sure. So I mean, even if there is no excrement in a room, so it would be allowed, I guess. Commentary: the presence of the excrement or idolatry constitute the separation between a person and divine presence that rests with the minyan, even if he is not in a proximity of the excrement that would forbid him from praying at all. So maybe when he's outside and there is no such thing, so it would be, I guess, permitted to answer all of this Kiddush and Kaddish and other things. Okay, we can stop here. Yes.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Any questions, comments?
I want to ask
Yes.
about this example of the doors. We are talking in a situation where the synagogue is very crowded, or what?
I would say the way I see example and and I saw myself in this situation when I had to leave. So sometimes there was no minyan, like in the morning, and I have to run for work, and somebody wants to say extra kaddish, and they ask you, please stay another minute. So you stay another minute, but you all dress, you want to get out, you're in the door, and they say please stay.
Oh.
So I mean, so just in this case, just be careful and stay like behind the door, like in front of the door. Don't stay in a threshold in that proximity. Even the door is open. Usually the door is always open. But crowded. I mean, probably in some cases, in some shuls, it's very crowded. Maybe on Rosh Hashanah, it's Yom Kippur, it's so crowded, or some, I don't know, very popular synagogues. But if there are 10 people, so basically the issue is that you're not counted as 10, but you can answer all of this Kaddish and Kiddush and everything. But I'm not sure, so but not counting part of the 10, so meaning that you're not praying with the minyan. They pray, but you're not counted as a part of the minyan. That's the thing.
The other thing I was about to ask is about counting people. When you count people with numbers, it's like you are cursing them, or what?
Yes.
So you replace the number with the Tehillim 29.
Verse, I think verse 9. Let me quickly check. I think it's 28:9.
I
loaded
it.
Yes.
On
So
Sefer,
it's 10 words. Yes.
It has 10 Hebrew words.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So basically, yeah. Or you as Ethan told us, or you count kippas, right? Or you count ties, whatever you want to count. So, but you don't count people. That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I'm good. Israel, Yeshai?
Okay, so David is not here. I got the answer to his question, but let's wait when he joins. The question was just to remind us why in this parsha Shoftim we call Kohanim Levites a few times. So I have an answer. It's actually very simple. All right. So let's stop here. So until tomorrow, Beezrat HaShem.
Perfect.
See you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.